for mayor. George, how you doing?
Good.
Welcome to the political arena.
Well, thank you.
Tell us a little about who George Bauer is in terms of professional and personal life, if you would like.
Well, my personal life, I'm married. My wife and I have been together we're coming up on about 5.5 years now. We were expecting our first child in August, actually August 15th, so it's going to make the campaigning interesting. Baby girl on the way.
Yep.
And professionally, we own 3 Curves locations down in Montgomery County. We did own 4. We sold one, however, last summer. The 4th one was up in Baltimore. And just
describe to our listeners what a Curves is.
Curves is a women-based gym. We offer a circuit training that, it's a 30-minute fitness facility specializing in basically circuit training, and we also offer a weight management system on top of that.
All right. And now what made you decide to run for alderman?
I've had enough. I think there's a lot of people out there who have had enough. You know, we see what's going on at the national level, we see what's going on at the state level, and then we see what's going on locally. And all 3 of them, we have too many politicians that are in it for themselves. They're not in it for the state or for their people anymore. They're in it just to get reelected. And, we're going a lot of wrong directions. We have problems on Route 40. When I first moved here in 2000, I lived over off Boffman's Lane. It's a different situation now compared to where it was when I lived there. We have, rapid growth, which growth is a good thing. However, we need to do it right. We have a lot of growth without foresight. We have places going in where we're having just massive amounts of people crowding into one little spot with no way to get in and out. And we have developers that want to put in huge town centers in the middle of these developments, which is a good idea, but they're not allowing roads. The roads aren't capable of taking those people in and out. So there's a lot of problems that we see, and there's a lot of positives for Frederick.
So you originally lived on the west end of town. Where do you reside now? You don't need
Warman's Mill.
Okay, Warman's Mill is your residence. Okay, so you live on the north end of town. And what are some of the issues that when you're out there knocking on doors or you're campaigning that are important to you? Why is George Bauer running when you try to convince a voter to vote for you?
Well, I'm a pro-business guy, first and foremost. I think that Frederick has a lot of opportunities up here with, Fort Detrick, where we have Bechtel, we have some other major industries, but we need to invite the tech industries up here. The stuff that's going on in Montgomery County, we have a lot of these big tech firms going on down there, the biotech firms and things like that, and they bring in really good high-paying jobs. What I don't get is why they're going down to Montgomery County. It costs more to live, it costs more to build, it costs more to do business, taxes are higher, everything's higher. I just don't understand what the problem is. Why are we not able to court them to bring them up here? Are we not putting forth the effort? What is it? Okay. We have traffic up and down 270.
No, I'm pro-business also, so I'm very pleased to hear that. But do you have any, ideas of what you may do in terms to, coax a business to come to Frederick versus other areas? In other words, as an alderman, it's a legislative position. What are some of the ideas that you may bring to say, hey, this is how we can better coax some of these businesses to come to Frederick?
Well, every business is different. Every single business has different needs and different wants. Tax incentives aren't always the right way. I mean, you can go up and down Route 40 and see that. The tax incentives offered up and down Route 40 has led to what we have now, which is a bunch of mini malls. It hasn't really spurred any kind of manufacturing, any kind of business growth that's going to be producing something. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with mini malls, but they're not the types that are going to bring in jobs that are going to weather through recessions like the one that we're in now. They're the types that are going to be, that they follow the market a little bit more closely than something that's going to be a solid manufacturing job that's going to, something that produces a product that people need, not necessarily people want. And that's the type of job that we need, because then those types of jobs will support all the mom and pop businesses that we have downtown. It will support the good things that we have going on downtown. So the two kind of play off each other. Okay. We have the Carroll Creek area, which is a great drawing point for the city. Now we need to do something with it. We have this great opportunity to bring up tourists from D.C., from Baltimore. I don't know if you've heard, but the owner of Volt, Brian Voltmeyer, I believe is his last name, he's actually going to be on Top Chef.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So that, we need to take that kind of good stuff that we have going on and bring it forward and move it on. That way we can bring in bring in all the tourism revenue. An idea that I have for that is forming a council or something, bringing together the small businesses, make it a nonprofit where maybe even the city contributes to do advertising downtown D.C. and things like that to bring in the tourists from that area.
Okay.
Maybe bring some people as they're coming through to D.C. to stop in Frederick, spend the night, drop off some of those good tourism dollars and move on and use the infrastructure back home.
Another thing is tell them get that train running on the weekends back and forth to D.C.
We'll see what we can do there.
What else is on your platform?
Well, smart development and annexations. We're doing all these annexations, but some of them, some of the stuff on the north end of town, we're bringing in all these homes and we're doing all that kind of good stuff, but we're not doing it with foresight. For instance, if we're going to bring in all these homes on, north of town on 15, where are they going to drive? They're going to go up and down 15. And we don't even have stoplights up and down 15. That's an accident waiting to happen. We're looking at the safety of our citizens in that regard. We have a lot of development that was done along right where we're at right now, along Route 40. It was done in the past that probably wasn't planned out properly. We have a lot of traffic issues because of it. So smart development isn't just small town centers. It's getting people in and out of their development properly in a safe manner.
Okay, and what else? So you got a couple things there?
Oh, yeah. Well, downtown parking, I know that's being addressed, but I think we can do a little bit more there as far as showing people how to get in and out of town. I know we have some street signs going in that was in the budget for this year, but I moved up here in 2000. I came out here from Indiana, and the first time I went to came downtown Frederick, I got totally lost. It took me 45 minutes just to figure out where the heck I was, and I'm a pretty good guy when it comes to following directions. There weren't directions. It was just almost impossible. And I think that we can do a little bit better with the street signs there. Now, when I say street signs, I don't really mean big, gaudy ones. I don't want anything like that. I'm taking something a little bit more classy to go with the architecture downtown because we want to keep that theme going. But at the same time, people have to be able to read them. For instance, the street signs that are downtown right now are white background with green lettering. You can't see that at night. It's almost impossible to read. I have great eyesight, and I can't see it. It needs to be reversed. Little things like that make the big differences. Crime along Route 40 is a big issue. We're having problems left and right. And I'm going to talk about the giant 300-pound or 800-pound gorilla in the room. That's illegal immigration. Okay. We have a big problem with that. We need to address it before we become Montgomery County. My businesses are down in Gaithersburg, and I see what has gone on over the last 9 years in Gaithersburg. It's an issue. It's an issue that we need to address head on. We need to work with our police department a little bit more, get them the additional funding that they need, which might mean cutting in other areas. And I know it's going to be difficult to do, but sometimes that has to happen. And some of the stuff that's been presented at these at the regional meetings that the police department does, NOC meetings, I believe.
NAC.
Yeah, NAC. Mm-hmm. Thank you. At the NAC meetings, they want a little bit more enforcement as far as the housing regulations are concerned.
And by the way, if you're tuning in, NAC is Neighborhood Advisory Committee.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And we need to give our inspectors a little bit some more teeth in that regards. However, we can't step on people's rights. We gotta respect the right to privacy, but at the same time, sending out a letter first and then going and saying, knocking on their door and saying, can I come in and inspect, gives people enough time to get all the problems out, make it look pretty and make it look like there's no problem there. Then they go away and suddenly, 6 weeks later, there's knots on the...
So you want to give the inspector some more power and authority to go in and look at...
Some, but not too much.
Okay.
I'm greatly concerned with people's rights.
Okay.
And we gotta respect the Constitution. We gotta respect our local rights.
All right.